Hello. Today is our 9-week bump date, which is crazy because I feel like now I'm getting like further along. Like I feel like 9 weeks is pretty far along. Tomorrow I'll be 10 weeks, which is like double digits and feels like a good accomplishment. So today I am 9 weeks and 6 days, still due March 5th, 2022. But let's talk about 9 weeks. Baby is still very tiny, but this week baby is the size of a southern pecan, a date, a butterfly, which like varies a lot in size, or chocolate, which again varies a ton in size, so I don't know what they mean about that. 1.22 inches long, so more than an inch, and 0.14 ounces. So still incredibly small, but like they're bigger than an inch now, so that's kind of cool. Still no weight gain. I haven't weighed myself like today or anything, but I'm pretty sure when I went to the doctor last time, I had not gained any weight. So I try not to measure myself too much. That's just, I don't really like weigh myself too often, but I feel like I have not gained any weight because eating is still kind of a struggle. So no weight gain yet, but that's okay. That's fine in first trimester. Must-have item for this week is ice. Like, usually we get ice out of our freezer, like a little fridge thing, but I got like a little ice tray that I've been making and putting that in my water, and like really cold ice water and really cold Gatorade has been very helpful this week. So that is my must-have item, is ice. I don't even know what ice thing I got, so I'm not gonna link it because I don't know which one it was. It's just from our grocery store, but any kind of ice like maker thing, that's my must-have item this week. Let's talk about symptoms. Nausea is still here. It has not really eased up that much. Some days it's a little bit less intense than others, and then I'll try to like accomplish stuff that I need to do, like go drop off things at my work or go like to the store. I really need to get some maternity clothes now. I haven't been able to do that because I feel too sick. But then if I do too much on those days where I'm feeling okay, then I feel way worse that night and the next day. So that's been a struggle. The nausea is definitely still here, definitely still struggling with that. I'll have like a glimmer of it getting better and I'll be like, oh yay, maybe I've like finally made it. No, it's just like a false hope that my body likes to give me. So maybe next week the nausea will get better. I also have this fun new problem of being constipated. I won't go into too much detail about that, but apparently Zofran that I'm taking for my nausea can cause constipation problems, and that comes along with a lot of cramping, which I'm thinking is related to the constipation because it started when that started. But it always concerns me when I have cramping because I can't imagine that's a good thing. So that's been a fun new symptom and does not help my lack of appetite. I had some acne this week. There was one on my cheek and one on my chin. It's kind of cleared up now. My chin's been a little bit dry, which is unusual for me. I usually have very oily skin. One of my first pregnancy symptoms was like really oily hands and oily kind of like face. My hands still are pretty oily, and just my chin is dry, which is interesting. But I do have acne. So people say that acne could be a sign of a girl, but dry skin can be a sign of a boy. So all of my like symptoms cancel each other out. I don't know. I've noticed that I've also started peeing more frequently, particularly at night. It seems like when I lay down, it feels like I have to pee more often or more like urgently. It feels like I have a UTI. So I'm actually going to the doctor later today to make sure that I don't, because that can be dangerous in pregnancy. I'm thinking it's probably just like pregnancy related things and I haven't made it to this point, and so I don't know what it's like. But it just feels like cramping down there. It feels very bloated. I feel nauseous, which is how I feel when I have a UTI, but also I'm pregnant. And it just feels like I have to pee constantly, and it like hurts when I have to pee. Not when I'm peeing, but when I have to pee, it hurts. And then once I pee, it feels fine and it feels better and it goes away. But then once my bladder gets full again and I have to pee, it hurts. So just want to make sure that's okay and normal. Then my last symptom, I just put mentally exhausted, because I feel like I feel sick all the time and I never get a like long period of relief, and I'm just constantly either feeling sick or being suspicious that I feel slightly better or I feel hungry, and I know that it's coming back, and it just feels exhausting constantly trying to make sure I'm taking all my medications so that I don't feel sick, trying to force myself to eat something so that I have something in my body, trying to make sure I get enough sleep and enough relaxation and enough moving around, and I just feel exhausted and like I want to get to the fun part of pregnancy. So hopefully that part's coming soon. Cravings and aversions. I feel like cravings, I'll have something that I like for like a day and it'll work well. Like my husband got me rotisserie chicken. That was really great, worked well. Then the next day I didn't want it. For a while, grapes was working really well. It was giving me like some what is the word? some hydration. and it was cold, which helped, but then I decided I didn't want grapes anymore. So like I'll like something for a day and then I'll buy it because I want it, and then I don't want it anymore. I still have a lot of aversions to things, lots of things that do not sound good, and it's hard to make myself eat food. So hopefully those like strong cravings come soon. What I miss, I'm gonna say going to do things. Usually on the weekend, my husband and I will go on like a date, or we'll go like shopping, we'll do something fun, especially on the weekends, or at least like once during the week. But I can't do that because I don't feel good, and I don't feel like good enough to do that during the week. My sickness is always worse in the evening and night, and so I don't want to go do anything because I just feel so sick. And then the weekends, I'm usually kind of busy, just feeling sick. So I definitely miss going and doing fun things with my husband and just kind of like leaving the house. Challenges this week, I would say, is trying to be productive without overdoing it. If I get like a little break, like filming this video, and I'm able to do something, usually I feel sick after I do something. So if I just stay on the couch, I still feel bad usually, but it doesn't like make it worse necessarily. But when I go to do things that I have to do, like go to the grocery store, I took my dogs to go get groomed this morning, like stuff that needs to get done, then I always feel more sick afterwards. So that's definitely been a challenge of trying to balance being productive and getting done the things that I need to get done and not overdoing it so that I feel super sick later that night and the next day. So hopefully that doesn't last forever. Highlight of my week, this was actually last week, but I forgot to say it because I was so focused on feeling so sick by the time I made my video that we actually had a doctor's appointment last week, last Thursday, so almost a week from now, and it went really well. The doctor said that the baby had grown, that it looked very strong, the heartbeat was strong, sizing was good, it actually was measuring a few days ahead of what it needed to measure, so that's great. We got to actually hear the heartbeat, which was super cool. And it just was a very reassuring appointment because everything looked great. It looked like the right size. I had tiny little arms, like at the beginning of arms starting to form, and you could kind of see the difference of its head versus its body, which was really neat. So I will put a little clip in of us hearing the heartbeat, and I just found that very reassuring. It was great. What I'm looking forward to, I feel like has been the same thing for the past few weeks, but hopefully feeling less sick. I feel like that my whole life revolves around being sick right now. My whole life revolves around feeling nauseous and not hungry, and everything I do is related to that, whether it's trying to take it easy, whether it's trying to force myself to eat. I'm constantly thinking about what can I eat, what's gonna sound good, how can I take my medicines, have I drank enough water, all the things related to sickness. I can't do anything because I feel sick. So definitely looking forward to, hopefully, when that goes away. I'm gonna be 10 weeks tomorrow, so I'm getting closer to my second trimester, which people say is usually when the sickness dies down. I know there's some unlucky people who feel sick their entire pregnancy, but I'm telling myself that I will not be one of those people, because if I think that thought and think that I'm gonna feel sick the entire pregnancy, I will spiral into depression because I can't do this for 7 more months. So I'm just telling myself that I'm getting close to my second trimester when things should hopefully calm down a little bit. And we're not even gonna entertain the other thought because I can't do that. I'll show you my bump. I feel like at night it looks larger, probably because I've like eaten and done stuff during the day. I feel like it doesn't look that different than it has looked. Looks more bloated. If you didn't like look closely at me or know me personally, I feel like you wouldn't assume that I was pregnant at this point, but if you like have known me and you knew what I looked like before, you might be able to tell. So let me show you. All right, bump this week. Here it is from the front with my shirt down. Looks pretty normal. I have a very tight fitted shirt on. I gotta relax my stomach. Here it is. Normally, front and from the side. I lift up my little tank top. This is 9 weeks, almost 10 weeks. Here it is from the front and the side, and then lifting up my tank top. Here's the front. Not like too much going on. And this side. Just like a little bit of a bump, but not too much. That is it for my 9-week update. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I have fantastic news next week that I no longer feel nauseous at all and I can eat everything that I want. Goodbye.